Welcome back to Operation Sunroom Part 2. Today we are doing ceramic tile. Well, at least as much as we can. Right now the main brain, McLean, is back there doing the layout. Well, actually, first things first, we need to get everything cleaned up because it's still a little bit dirty. And before you lay down any tile, everything needs to be clean. No dust. Okay, so right now we are setting our reference line because this isn't exactly squared or perfect. Looks like we're off by a little less than ½ inch, so we're gonna have to share those two measurements there between both sides from the line that you just saw right there. Okay, so we have our control line right here. As I said before, we're gonna have to share the measurements between the two sides because, like I said, this isn't exactly perfectly squared. All right, peeps, sit rep. We've been using up a lot of time on the layouts and our control lines and all that stuff, but that's good because you want to take your time on that. That's probably the hard bit that's gonna take up a lot of your time. We did run into a bit of an issue here where we had to modify our control lines on the door over here. We had to make the decision to go ahead and continue the tile. So you saw our original line right there. We have our new control line right above that, and that is because our tile fell short from the door itself, which means that all these guys had to be cut. But instead of cutting all those pieces, we're going to go ahead and chop off some of the drywall on the bottom. So we're invading drywall territory so that we could avoid cutting all the tile pieces up. That way, these suckers will line up to the door as opposed to being just shy of the door and then cutting new pieces in, which is ugly in our opinion. We changed up our line a little bit so that the pieces reach the door all the way, and we don't want to throw in tiny pieces in there. It just looks ugly. Alrighty peeps, we have progressed a decent amount so far in putting in the tile. As you all know, putting in that first row takes a little bit of time to do, but after that you can kind of fly following that pattern, following the line again. You can kind of speed up the process there, as we're doing right now. Did that first row, took us a little bit of time. We had to modify some things around, and once we figured that out, we went ahead and started putting 4 at a time here, so you can see. And if you notice, we've been using these little plastic leveling clips that go in between each tile. This is very helpful whenever your floor is not even. It makes things a lot easier, speeds things up, so you don't have to have your level pushing down, making sure everything's flat. We have these clips, pretty useful and pretty effective as well. So if you get one of these tiles and you look in the back, you'll see an arrow. Now that's just a little guide to help you out, and we've been putting these following that arrow, and it looks like all these tiles are exactly the same. You'll notice they all follow the same exact pattern. So these are not different at all. They are all exactly the same, just color is slightly varied. Alright peeps, we are in day 2 of tiling up the sunroom. Yesterday we progressed a good amount, however planning and layout did deduct a lot of our time. But today we are going to go ahead and finish up the tile for that sunroom, picking up a couple of materials here at your local Home Cheapo, and then get to show you guys the final results. Alright peeps, we are on day 2 of Operation Ceramic Freedom, and what we did yesterday has dried up and is good to walk on now. So as of now, we are cutting up the final pieces up on the sides, and obviously back here too are going to need to be cut. And obviously we got our tile cutter back there. I call it Baby Shark. I realized I haven't really given you guys that many tips on it, so I thought I'd use this time to go over some things here. So a good way to make sure you are following the same line is to get one of these 4-foot levels and just keep them across the tile. Obviously I have these clips here, so it's not going to be the same, but the idea is that you have this and it continues the same line all across the 4 feet. That's going to be up what you mark. Can I take the keys with a bit? Look. When you put that piece down, tack it down, it won't have that echoing noise. See that? That means that cement has been properly spread all across. Otherwise, if you don't have that, it'll have a hollow sound. And that's what you don't want. Alright peeps, real quick, let's talk about the mortar that you're going to be using for the tile. Now, it's very important to read your surface before applying the mortar, because then you'll be able to accommodate how much mortar to lay onto the actual surface itself. You need your eyes there to just read the surface and see which sides. You may need to stack up more mortar on one side, and you may need to go thin on the other side. So that's very crucial that you read that. As soon as you lay the tile piece down, you'll clearly be able to tell if it's properly set or if you missed a spot. If you are completely new to tiling, there is a thing called leveling cement out there that you can pick up at Home Depot or really any hardware store. This is essentially a very thin layer of cement that goes over your surface that you're going to be working on, and that pretty much gives you a nice level start to work with, instead of having to move the mortar around and accommodate which side needs more, which side needs less. The leveling cement does help out a lot if you are new to ceramic. Now guys, don't be afraid to set heavy mortar beds for your tiles. The name of the game is to make sure all your tiles are plumb. Whew, and there we have it. Tile is complete in the sunroom. Operation Ceramic Freedom is done. Now it's Operation Grout Freedom. Yeah, because we still have to grout all this stuff, guys. But we did get a good amount of it done in terms of, you know, the progress for the whole entire sunroom in general. Now, we did get the second blocking. And it is coming along nicely.